Page 13. The focus question is, how can I use the segment addition postulate and rules about midpoint to find a segment length. How can I use the segment addition postulate and rules about midpoint to find a segment length? Before that, we're going to just define distance. The distance between 2 points is the absolute value of the difference of the coordinates. The distance between 2 points is the absolute value of the difference of the coordinates. And what does difference mean to do in math? Good, it means to subtract. So you subtract the coordinates, find the absolute value, and that tells you how far apart 2 points are. So if you've got a point E and a point F, and you're asked to find the length of segment EF, that's going to be the absolute value of the difference of the coordinates. Well, the coordinates for the E is -4. And if you subtract the coordinate of F, in this case it would be 0.5. The absolute value of that difference is the distance. So that would be the absolute value of -4 minus 0.5 would be -4.5. So the distance from E to F would be equal to 4.5. Yes. This one? Because distance can never be negative. If the distance from me to you is 17 feet, the distance from you to me wouldn't be -17 feet, would it? That's why you're using the absolute value when you're talking about distance, because distance is always positive. Yes. Yes, the absolute value of a number means the absolute value means how far is negative 4.5 from 0 on the number line. It's 4.5 units, right? That's what absolute value means. So, it's a way to take all numbers and turn them positive, because distance is always positive. Any questions? Alright, look at the bottom of page 13, congruent segments. Congruent segments have the same length. This symbol right here, the equal sign with a little squiggly line over the top of it, means congruent. If you said AB is congruent to BC, that's how you would read that. AB is congruent to BC. If you had to draw that, you could draw a segment, label it A, B, and C. Now, this little red hash mark, tick mark, right there and there, means that that segment, A to B, is congruent to, or the same as, the segment B to C. If you were given a triangle, and the triangle was labeled X, Y, and Z, and on that triangle you had a little hash mark here and here, and you were told that X to Y equals 8. Well, how far would it be from X to Z? It would be 8 as well. That's all that mark means, is that those two segments are congruent. They're the same distance. Turn the page. Look at the bottom of page 14. Segment addition postulate. The segment addition postulate says that if B, point B, is between A and C, then segment AB plus segment BC is going to be equal to segment AC. And here's what a picture would look like. If this is A and this is C, if B is between A and C, so you could put B anywhere between them. If B is between A and C, then this piece right here, A to B, right? Say it's 3. plus B to C, say it's 7. Well, if you add those two little pieces together, doesn't it give you the length of the whole piece? Which in this case would be 10. Now it's a very simple example, but that's the concept. Is that this piece of the segment plus this piece of the segment equals the entire segment. Example 3a on the top of page 15 says that B is between A and C. It says that AC equals 14, BC equals 11.4, and it asks you to find AB. So if you drew a picture of it, B is between A and C. So if you put A here and you put C at the other end and you put B in between there, A to C is 14. So this, all of it, is 14. B to C, this piece of it, is 11.4. They're asking for this piece of it. They're asking for this, aren't they? How would you find A to B in this case? Yes, sir. Yeah, you take 14, you subtract 11.4. Okay? You could call this a variable if you wanted. You could call it x and say that x plus 11.4 equals 14. And you would subtract 11.4 from each side. And x would equal 2.6. Now, this is more of what you're going to see. You've got a segment, R, S, and T. R to S is 2x plus 7. S to T is 28. And you're told that the entire piece is 4x. You're asked to find RT. So if you take this and you use the segment addition postulate, you can set up an algebra problem. The little piece, which is 2x plus 7, plus the other little piece, which is 28, is equal to, what would that be equal to? (4x), very good, the entire piece. That's the segment addition postulate. The 2x plus 7 plus the 28, the two smaller pieces added together equal the big piece. So combine like terms, 2x plus 35 equals 4x. Subtract 2x from each side. And divide each side by 2. So 17.5 would equal x. But that wasn't the question. The question was to find out how far it is from R to T. So RT would be equal to 4 times 17.5. So RT would equal 70. So in this type of problem, you had to use the segment addition postulate to set up a formula, solve for your variable, and then take your variable and substitute it back into the original expression and find the length from R to T. Any questions on that? Okay. Write this down, please. A midpoint bisects two other points. Bisect means to split in half. Ooh. So if you're told that S is the midpoint of RT, RS equals negative 2x. ST equals negative 3x minus 2. And you're asked to find RS, ST, and RT. So I would draw a picture. S is the midpoint of RT. So R and T are on the ends. And S is in the middle. R to S is negative 2x. S to T is negative 3x minus 2. Find all the segments. Well, what's the first thing you have to find? Good, you got to find x. How could you solve for x here? What do you know about these two segments, RS and S to T, if S is the midpoint? Midpoint means in the middle. If S is in the middle, what do you know about this length and this length? They're congruent. Very good. They're the same. So that piece is the same as this piece. So your setup would be negative 2x equals negative 3x plus 2. Not negative 3x plus 2, negative 3x minus 2. You could subtract or add 3x from each side. So x would equal negative 2. If you then substitute negative 2 times negative 2, Good. 4. What do you think this piece is going to equal? 4, because they're the same, right? Let's check it, though. Let's do -3 times -2 minus 2. -3 times -2. +6 minus 2 equals 4. Good. And the whole piece would equal, so RS is 4, ST 4, R to T 8. If you're told that a point is a midpoint, then it is in between, or it bisects the other 2 points. Both segments are congruent. Any questions? Your assignment for today is page 17. Problems 3 through 18. I want you to skip 5 and 13. When you've completed this entire assignment, I want you to check Headline for homework. I have added a folder to Edline. It's called Text Pages. You don't have a book yet, so what you don't finish in class, you're going to finish it outside of class by going on Edline, clicking on Text Pages, and page 17 will be on there with today's date, so you can finish the assignment. Then you can check Edline to see if there's any homework.